Hello everybody. I'd like to take a moment to introduce you to a new project that I've put together. It's called Journal of a Kriya Yoga Teacher. Many of you have written to me asking about how to support this work, how to support these talks and discussions here on this channel. And a few of you have told me about Patreon, and I didn't really explore that until recently. And then I discovered that it actually is a great tool, or it can be, I suppose, we'll see how it goes, for building a good body of knowledge for podcasts, articles, blog posts, directed to helping you understand the Kriya Yoga path better, how to implement the Kriya Yoga path better, and ideally how to deepen your meditation process. So, with that said, the project Journal of a Kriya Yoga Teacher has been launched on Patreon, and I'll put a link down at the bottom of this video so that you can go check it out. I'm learning how to do this, so we'll grow it as it goes. Right now there are some options simply to support the making of these talks and discussions, these recordings. There's an option to receive monthly lessons and contemplations, which will be based off of the Bhagavad Gita, the Yoga Sutras, various other appropriate texts by Kriya Yoga teachers. And then a third tier, a third option, where you'll be invited to a monthly Kriya Yoga meditation session, question and answer. And that's limited to 99 participants. Because right now with the software that I use, I can only host that many. But the goal of all of this is to support you on your path, to expand upon what we've already begun here with youtube.com/Kriya Yoga Online, and to expand upon what we're doing at kriyayogaonline.com related to the apprenticeship course. I've thought a good deal about purchasing land to have a center. I've been in charge of a Kriya Yoga meditation center before, and I've been encouraged to do this again. However, the more I meditate and reflect upon it, the more I realize that my inspiration is to help you develop a center in yourself, such that you always have it with you, which is why the Kriya Yoga apprenticeship program is set up as it is, with 2 years of study online, interaction through, again, monthly discussions and monthly Q&As, and then concluding with a week-long in-person Kriya Yoga retreat. But after much meditation and contemplation on this, I want to stay focused on this development of providing information for you such that you don't have to go anywhere. You can simply learn it in your own home, how to meditate well. And you can learn to, as Paramahansa Yogananda would say, access or experience that temple of silence within yourself wherever you go. So along with all these things that we've already started, with the YouTube channel and the website and the apprenticeship program, this will be a whole new journey. And I plan on sharing with you podcasts. I've also started a new Kriya Yoga podcast, which I will be recording and posting to here very soon, the Kriya Yoga podcast. I plan on giving early access to books as they're being written, various articles, and early access to those podcasts that we just discussed. Also, it's my goal to share personal reflections about books I'm reading and my own path on this whole course of Kriya Yoga that began for me back in 2000. So this is what we'll be doing with Journal of a Kriya Yoga Teacher. It's to help give you insights into what is on the mind of a Kriya Yoga teacher. I'll be interviewing other Kriya Yoga teachers. I'll also be interviewing long-time Kriya Yoga meditators to see, how have they lived their life? How have they adapted to the circumstances of life as they continue to meditate? How have they been a householder yet also a yogi? And the overall point is to give you a more holistic understanding of what it means to be a meditator in this 21st century, and of what it means to study things like the Yoga Sutras, the Bhagavad Gita, and apply them in your life, as well as things like the Bible. It's been a long time since I've gone to church, but as you know, I was raised Catholic, and I've studied a good deal of the Bible and various Christian mystics, and we can pull that in too, because all these lead to a similar kind of understanding. And once we can figure that out for ourselves, then we can have greater trust in our inner guidance and our connection to this wholeness of life. So, if you're interested in participating in this community and supporting this work on a regular basis, you can go to the link at the bottom of this video for the Patreon community, the Kriya Yoga Patreon community. And this really was inspired ultimately by one of the last talk that I had with my Kriya Yoga teacher, Roy Davis. I'm a Vedic astrologer, and I have been just a little less. I've spent a little less time doing that than I have Kriya Yoga practice. But during one of the last conversations with my teacher, Mr. Davis, I explained to him that I was ready to focus primarily on Kriya Yoga teaching, and that I would be making astrology a little bit less prevalent in my life, and giving most of my time and attention to writing, sharing, teaching the Kriya Yoga practices. And he agreed that that was a good idea. I had his full support, and that was the last conversation I had with him, because he did pass, I think, about 5 or 6 weeks after I saw him, and we had that discussion. So this is my way of helping the work to grow, giving information that can be useful to you on your own awakening path, and also giving you the opportunity to support others, because by you participating, you make it possible to do these talks. You make it possible to spend time writing. And there are plenty of people in the world that don't necessarily have the same resources you might. And they also will benefit from the talks and lectures I'm able to do and make available because of your support. So keep all of that in mind, that we're thinking globally here. We're thinking on a larger scale than just our own personal needs, although it is important that you attend to your own spiritual development. But as you do so, it's possible for you to help others do that as well. So be well, and I look forward to seeing you in the Patreon community, the Kriya Yoga Patreon community, and our new project, Journal of a Kriya Yoga Teacher.